Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 and welcome to episode 58 of my modded survival series. And as you can see, I let this run for quite a while and there are a lot of flowers here. I just logged into the other server just a while ago and there are definitely a lot more flowers than I remember actually being here. You can also see that I went ahead and added several more of these industrial apiaries across the board here. I actually kept these fairly far away because those actually cause a little bit of damage, because I went ahead and created a sinister, and also don't want to stay here too long, the austere bee. And the effects on that, I don't really want to go over there. Basically blasts like a creeper, and I've died a couple of times being a little too close. And even with my armor with protection 4 on all of my pieces of armor, I still ended up dying because of the explosions from that. So I kind of separated it from the rest of the crowd, and you can see that I went ahead and created several using the fancy sign. I'm able to identify which apiary I have what in, and you can see that I have essentially a full stack of common drones in here, not to mention all of the different bees down in the basement here. And you can see that even the austere drone, I have a lot of these. Ooh, diligent, wow, I have a lot of those. This is crazy. It did fill up one of my 4K drives completely, so yeah, that's a thing that I need to keep an eye on. May have to create a few 1K drives because mostly it's individual things. So a couple of things that I changed. I went ahead and added a filter here so that any items that are coming down the way, ignoring any NBT data, but using OR dictionary, I'm looking for any kind of honeycomb, and it automatically gets pumped into the centrifuge. As you can see, there's actually a couple. Ooh, wonder what that one's from. So it's able to basically get my honey drops, and ooh, 11,000 honey drops. Wonder if I have propolis, and I do. We'll get into that at some point. But you can also see that I have all the way down to the nuclear drone and the glittering queen. And if we take a look at the Yellorium bee, we can see that it's the nuclear and glittering. Alright, so there was an issue along the way, and this really took maybe about 3 hours. I'm just sitting here grinding at it, getting all of my different mutations. And I came up with a couple of issues that I'm hoping to kind of resolve today. Ooh, and that's a glittering queen. I actually need the princess. One of them is pristine versus ignoble. I believe the ignoble the princess will die off after so many times being in captivity, where the pristine, I don't believe will ever die off. So I had a couple of these lines die off, unfortunately. And also, if I were to use my Bealizer on some of these, let me get another one just to compare with, like a forest drone. So if I put a forest drone in here, you can see that for fertility, I essentially get 3 bees back after the queen dies off. So that's good, because then I have multiple drones that come out of it. You can only have one princess that comes out of any kind of breeding and stuff like that. So any princess that you put in, even all the way down from meadows, forest, all the way up, you'll only have one of those. But with drones, I ended up making the mistake of converting some of my bees, different lines, such as the corroded. I think I only have the drone left. Some of these I may have the princess but not a drone, and that's because I didn't pay attention to see that the fertility was just 1. So that means that I would only get a princess and 1 drone out of the queen dying off. So there's something that I can do in this episode, but the first thing that I want to do is actually get my Yellorium bee, and you can see that I have a pristine stock of my glittering queen. I'm probably going to use that one, and I do not know. I haven't done the analyzing because I went to bed shortly after that. Um, well, actually, I kind of want to keep this one, so let me actually start on the other thing before converting into the Yellorium bee. So let me go ahead and put these back here. I don't need that one anymore. And the way we do that, if I take a look at Gendistry, I think it's in Gendistry, there's a genetic imprinter, genetic sampler, and the genetic replicator. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't do enough research on this part, but let's go ahead and create some of these machines and see what we can do, because I want to be able to pull some of the genes. That is really weird whenever the chunks don't load. I want to be able to pull some of the genes off of the bees. And do I really have this many bees? Why do I have bees in the system? Oh, I guess it was whenever I was going out looking for bees. I just threw them in my ender pouch so that I didn't have them on me. So let me go ahead and create these three machines, the DNA extractor, replicator, genetic sampler. I guess I need the genetic imprinter as well, and it's essentially the same crafting recipes as I had before. I think those are the only machines that I need. I may not need all four, but let me go ahead and create them just to see what we can do with them. So I will be right back. Alright, I am back, and I went ahead and placed them down. I don't know exactly which order that I need these, so I'm trying to figure this out myself. Probably should have taken a look at some videos and stuff, but I do know that I'm going to need some labware, so let me go ahead and craft some of that up. And I also created a template for, or the pattern for the genetic template here. I do not know what I'm doing, so let me go ahead and craft a few of those up and just have them available. And this one looks like it needs the labware, and there's a slot to put bees. So let me take, I guess, a stack of those out, run them through the beealyzer, and you can see that the fertility is 3 on this. Guess I could just put this in here. Let's see what this does. I'm not sure what the output is. Let me just take that away for a second, just so that I can see what it creates. It looks like it's going to be liquid DNA, and it auto-ejected into here. Not sure what this slot is for. Gene sampler. I guess I need another set of labware for this one. Come on. I think I clicked on it. There we go. Let me just create 100 of these. I know that it's gonna eat through some of my diamonds, but I should be fine on diamonds for now. I think I clicked it. I'm not sure what's going on right now. I still haven't rebooted my server. Labware 100. Go. Alright, cool. That works. And I guess with the larger crafting order, it's not going to come in as fast. There we go. Alright, so now we also need these little templates here, or empty gene samples. What is this called? Blank gene sample. So let me go ahead and create a few of these. It's just a little bit of redstone and tin, it looks like. So let me go ahead and grab some of those out. I'm not sure why that's not stacking, but that's fine. I will throw that in there. And I think if I put a bee in here, it will take one of the bits of information. It could be the pollination speed, lifespan, any one of those aspects from this, and create a gene sample. And you can see that this is a slower flowering, so that one's not very useful. And if I put another one in, let's see what that one creates. I don't know if I can have these just in here. I don't think it'll do anything until I take it out, unless it's an identical gene. Oh, it looks like it's going to. Okay, so that doesn't have enough. Oh, that's a nice one to have because any of the dangerous ones, such as the ones that explode, I can basically inject this effect into it. And flowers, flowers. Okay. So what I want to do is see if I can find, and it does eat the bee. So be sure that you only put the thing in here of the bee that you're okay with getting rid of. So what I need to do is just sit here and see if I can find one that will produce more offspring because I kind of want that one. And as soon as I find something, I will be right back. Alright, it looks like I found one, and fertility 3, yay! So I basically just set a chest up here with a pipe to extract these guys out. That way I didn't have to sit here, and looks like it's coming up with a few of them, slowest, average speed, or average territory, slowest speed. I like this affects none. That one's a good one. Humidity tolerance, none. Yeah, so that might be as much as I can actually do with this one. So I am going to pull these out because obviously it only has a certain number of traits. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to be repeating these. And now, I guess for the rest of them, I'm just going to throw these in here and just eat them up because if I look, my forest bees, I still have 447 and they're still churning them out up here. I think this is the highest that you can get. Yeah, it's still churning them out. In regards to the fertility, I think 3 might be the highest. So that's the one that I want. I might actually take a look at some of the others, such as the rock bee. Not sure why I don't have too many of these. I have quite a few princesses. Let me just double check. So the rocky drone. Oh, I must have taken the diligent or the rocky out. Oops. I never replaced that back, and this one might have died off because I think my marshy one was an igneous or whatever it's called, ignoble, and I think my marshy died off, unfortunately. This is also an ignoble. Yeah, I don't have any pristine marshy, so unfortunately those died off. But I probably should have put my rocky princess back in here. Here's a queen. It's probably as much as I need because these have... Let me just go ahead and analyze this guy real quick. These have a couple of things that I like. For example, diurnal. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Nocturnal. I think the diurnal is probably rain or not. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that word up. Cave dwelling, tolerant flyer, nocturnal. So yeah, I kind of want the nocturnal. That way my bees can work during the night without having to use these light upgrades that some of these have. So I do want these to start populating a lot of drones. That way I can snag some of those genes off of there. But I guess for the time being, I should be able to at least inject the queen. Let me do an analyze on her real quick. Flower type rocks. Looks like she's already got the nocturnal and everything, so that's good. I don't know if this one does or not. Does the nuclear... Oh, did I not grab that? What happened to my drone? That was weird. Not sure if the nuclear is cave dwell. Oh, okay. But they do have the fertility of 1 on both of these. So I probably want to put this trait on the princess. But first thing first, I actually need a princess. So let me go ahead and throw the glittering queen in here. And let me just make sure that this will run before I walk away, because sometimes It looks like it's going to work with a little particle effect, but after a while it'll be like, oh, no flowers. But I know that this one uses rocks, and I have stone behind it. Inside of there is actually the mushroom that I used for my marshy queen. But I am not sure if this is going to run. This should be fine, normal, and yep, there it goes. Cool. And I did take out the automation upgrade, as you can see. So rather than feeding it back in and creating another queen, it'll just dump its contents, both the princess and the drone, into my AE system, which is exactly where I want it to go. And then I should be able just to take this genetic template with a gene sample of the fertility, and you can see that 1 of 13 chromosomes. So I can actually add multiple things to this, and right now the only thing that I want, oh, that is nice. Temperature tolerance, oh, that might be good if I can get temperature tolerance. But I guess with Gendistry it doesn't really matter, because I can put the augments in there and basically take care of the rest of these. That's probably good enough. Ew, and it gave me my blank gene sample back. That is nice. So I could put these back in here. I wonder if there's a way to clear these out, because there is a lot. I kind of wonder, does the Yellorium bug bee have any kind of negative side effects? I am afraid. Yeah, this one is unstable, and I don't exactly know what that means, and it kind of freaks me out a little bit. Let me add this one there too. Alright, so now I have 2. Fertility 3, effect none. Alright. I'm not sure if there's a way to clone that. I probably should have checked that first. Here's the imprinter, and that's the one that I need. Genetic replicator. I do not know what this is for. Do I need mutagen in there? Let me grab a bucket. Can I grab just a bucket of mutagen and put it in here? Oop! What is that gonna do to me? Is that gonna do anything to me? Pick it up! There's gonna be like a little mutated nefarious running around here. It doesn't look like I can put this in here. Let me look this up, because if I can actually replicate, I wonder if that's supposed to be a blank one. I don't know what this is supposed to do, to be honest. Do I not have any more of these genetic templates? Oh, come on. Genetic templates. I got 9 more in here, and apparently they don't stack. That doesn't go in there either. I do not know. Let me look this up to see what actually goes in this other slot. I thought it would be mutagen, but apparently not, and I really don't know what this is doing. Oh, wait. Protein. Protein. Genetic replicator. I do not know what that means. This one, on the other hand, I can see that if I put in like cultivated, it'll change a forest into a cultivated, which is kind of nice. Oh, that is a good way. If I get a lot of drones, I can actually replicate my princess. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I am just working this out in my head. Don't mind me. Alright, so where was I? I was waiting for the bee. Which one was that? It was the glittering. So let me go ahead and grab that glittering princess. And I think it's this one. And I want to put in this and my glittering princess. And it looks like I need some labware. So let me grab some of those real quick and just toss these in here. Please work. I do not want to lose my glittering princess. That took a very long time to create. a good hour or so just to create that line, because wow, the number of mutations I had to get was crazy. Corroded, Imperial, and then down the Imperial, Majestic, and Noble. Noble and cultivated, blah blah blah. Yeah, so that was a lot. All right, so let me pull this guy out. And nice, fertility 3. All right, so let's hope that this sticks. If not, I may end up having to do that again. So what I want is my glittering princess and this guy. I can create a radioactive queen, and I think they produce. What do they produce? Radioactive combs, which are used for crushed uranium. Okay. Well, I do want just the Yellorium for the time being, so let's just cross our fingers. I think that I clicked on Yellorium. I wasn't really paying attention, but there we go. Yellorium. And crossing my fingers that the fertility the fertility's not on there. Okay, so maybe that trait gets lost as part of the mutating. So I'm going to end up having to do that again. Did I keep my gene sample? Ooh, I did. Do that again. Nice. I am going to use this quite a bit. That is cool. I didn't realize that the genetic template will actually stay. Alright, cool. That is nice. So this one should give me the ability to grab 3 of these. And I'm hoping that the effect, I didn't check the effect, make sure that it doesn't actually have an effect. None, fertility 3. Okay. Let's go plop this bad boy in, or girl. Wait a second, where'd you go? Did I drop you on the floor? Okay. Yeah, that's how I treat the the bees. Just throw them on the floor. All right. I did not check to see what your favorite plants are. Flowering type? Rocks. Okay. And I am going to use the marshy one, because why not? Throw the automation upgrade in there, and since you are nocturnal, this is just to kill them faster. But I don't need the light upgrade anymore because you're nocturnal. And yeah, I think this is good. I am going to sit here. Well, probably not sit in this very spot. I might be doing some other things. But I am going to cut here. I'm hoping that this one will actually start working. And once it does, and I have some good results, I will be back and share those. Oh, wow. There we go. Cool. I'll be back. Well, it only took me a couple of seconds, and I have already got some benefit out of it already. You can see that this is going with the queen, hasn't died off yet, but in my AE system, I actually have 2 additional drones. Sweet. So if I come over here and analyze this little guy, ooh, he does have the unstable effect. I am not sure why that happened, but I'm hoping that over time, these will start kind of calming down. I'm not sure why he did that. I would like to play around with the speed. The production speed would be kind of cool. I'm not exactly sure which bee to actually look at to get production up. Do I have an industrial? No. Diligent, Forest. I'm kind of curious. Sinister, Rusty, Mystical, Modest. I am not sure which ones are going to give me the highest productivity. Yeah, production speed's slower. So that one's not very helpful. Slowest. So yeah, I might have to try to find the industrious. There is the industrious species. Yeah, I would have to figure out where the bee is. I don't know why I'm doing it that way. Princess, maybe. Yeah, this will be too much to look through because there's quite a few of these. But I imagine that some of these will have like a fastest worker and shortest lifespan. Because obviously I want them to die off really quickly because I don't like waiting around. That one's the longest life. I want the shortest life. But let me go ahead and look through here and see if I can find some more genes. And if I can find something good, I might go ahead and grab my queen or my princess and go ahead and change her genes again to provide me something a little bit better. But let me go ahead and let this go for a while, get a handful of drones and see where it tapers off at, and I'll be back. Alright, I am back, and I have found a couple of things. I went ahead and came down here to the austere and basically took the effects off. So that is really nice. You can see that if I grab this queen out real quick of the sinister, you can see effects none. Nice. So now I don't have to worry about this having unstable effects on me. And this queen used to have the creeper effect. Uh-oh. Looks like it's getting back in there. So I might have to run it through the machine a couple more times. I had to do that on the Yellorium because for some reason the unstable trait kept coming back. So I ran it through the genetic imprinter a couple more times, one of the princess and the other drone, and that seemed to be fine. And I did find out a little bit about the DNA extractor and the genetic replicator. Essentially, this is actually a kind of a cool device. So you extract out some DNA, and you have to get protein, as we saw here, but we have to have a full genetic template. So we actually have to come up with all 13 chromosomes. Such as the species, the speed, the effect, all of that. And it will basically be able to take the DNA and the protein and create a brand new queen from that. And of course we can get into tree and butterfly breeding as well at some point, but right now I'm just focused on the bee aspect. So right now this is kind of useless for me. I don't want to lose this liquid DNA. I don't know if I can extract that out of there, but for now I'm just going to leave them there because all we need is the genetic imprinter and this little guy, which is the genetic sampler. And I went ahead and ran through some of my Yellorium drones, and I threw in 9 of them, and one of them is Yellorium species. So that is really cool, because what that means is if I take a look in here and I find a queen such as a Rocky Queen, that is probably something good because I can just find Rocky anywhere. And what I want to do is probably use a different genetic template for this guy. So now this will make it into the species of Yellorium. So if I throw the Rocky Queen in here with a Yellorium species, this should just convert it into the Yellorium. And I think the rest of the chromosomes, or all of the traits, will be from whatever the queen that I put in there. I could be wrong. But I'm hoping that it'll at least do that, because then that'll give it nocturnal and everything from the Rocky Queen. But now it's going to be converted into another Yellorium. So what that means for me is I can have double production of Yellorium, or Yellorite. Nice. And I am out of honey drops. So let me grab some honey real quick. Got my 11,000 of honey. Throw that in there, and effect none. I might have to increase the fertility. I don't know if I need it or not anymore. I would like to change the production speed at some point, but I can basically take this genetic template here and make it specific to what I want for Yellorium, and that's going to include any of the chromosomes for the speed, the fertility, all of that, and just go ahead and put it on this one genetic template. And anytime that I want another set of Yellorium going, I would be able just to throw any kind of queen, princess, drone, whatever I want into that device, and it'll be able to do that. So here's modest. I could probably get rid of you for a while. Let me just throw my Yellorium Queen in there. And hostile environment, is that accurate? Yeah. Okay, so that was desert emulation. I probably don't need that anymore, because that was for the modest. I believe the modest required desert cacti, and for temperature, hot and arid. But this one has some tolerance. I might start pulling some of these tolerance items off of there and start putting on some of my other bees, because I'd like to have them at least 2 plus or minus tolerance on temperature. So yeah, this is going to be really, really cool. I already got 6 of the Yellorium drones in here. That means that these are all identical, and none means that I don't have any effects. So I have active and inactive genes, and it looks like it's the best right now. Lifespan is shortest. I do want to get faster production. That means that the queen or the princess will be able to pull more out, like honeycombs and stuff like that, and I think that would help us considerably. So I think that's pretty close to the wrapping up point of this episode. I don't know what the current time is, but I think I'm getting pretty close to the 30-minute mark. What I'm going to do moving forward in between episodes, I'm probably going to start extracting more of these gene samples off of the bees, try to find the ones that I want, and here we go. Looks like I have a plus or minus humidity tolerance of 2. That one's a pretty good one. I want to go ahead and keep an eye on these. Humidity tolerance, that was the same. Might keep that one, I'm not sure. So I probably want to create another set of chests up there for the ones that I want to keep. Still don't know what to do with all of these other samples. If I remember right, I might be able just to plop it in a sag mill, or not a sag mill, but a alloy smelter. And I think, yep, it gives you your blank sample back. So that's nice. That way I can regain all of these samples and not have to keep crafting new ones. Yeah, it's just a little bit of tin and redstone, but I really don't need all of these samples laying around for things that I don't really care about. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do in between episodes. Try to find a really good set, probably max out my Yellorium species genetic template. I don't think there's any way to take these off once you apply it to the template, so you have to be careful what you put there. Otherwise you'll end up losing a gene and possibly wreck a genetic template with something that you don't want. Might be better to create separate templates. The only reason to put multiples on here is if you're going to throw in all 13 chromosomes and create a brand new bee from the protein and liquid DNA, but I don't see myself doing that, so I might just put one of these at a time. Yeah, it'll go through the genetics labware a little bit quicker, because I think it goes through an entire labware every time I run a bee through here. So it's just a give and take, but if you're going to be a little bit more conservative like me, probably makes sense to do it that way. The recipe for this is 1 diamond, so it does use a single diamond plus the tin and redstone to create one of these templates, so it really depends on how much resources that you have. Right now it looks like I am sitting on top of 3,000 diamonds, so I'm probably good for the other resources. If this were a little bit earlier in game, I probably would be a little bit more conservative with it, but I think I am good with that for now. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today, and whenever we come back, we might continue with some more of the genetics with the gendistry. Try to come up with a couple more of these. I might create a couple more of the princesses, maybe like the lapis, or I should probably just identify in my system which ones I need the most. I might try diamonds just to have fun with it, but otherwise I think I have all of the ones that I really want. I don't know some of these. These are Some of these are probably with Thaumcraft, like the V Princess. I really don't know what that one is. So some of these it might be fun just to look at. But again, I'm going to wrap up. I really hope that you enjoyed the episode, and if you could rate and comment down below, it'd be greatly appreciated. And also, if you like the series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But for now, this is goodbye.